In today's video we're talking about
stereotypes.
Stereotype? What is stereotypes?
Oh gosh, can we stop that?
Hey guys, this is Kalina from the United States of America and me, Jan, from Germany.
Welcome back to our channel. If you like watching videos about differences between German and American culture, food, and language, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Today's video, we're gonna share stereotypes, German and American, that we think aren't really true.
Aren't they?
I don't know what kind of accent that is, but the first German stereotype is that Germans speak with a really heavy accent.
Of course there are some Germans which have a really heavy accent and it's okay to have one, it's not bad, but most of the Germans I know, I don't know what you can say better, they have like a normal accent. I mean, you can, you know that they're Germans, or you can figure it out that they're Germans, but they speak pretty well, huh?
Yeah, I think Germans speak really good English. I think it's just a stereotype that's portrayed in a lot of movies where German characters speak English with really heavy accents that are really hard to understand. And so now everyone thinks that Germans speak like this. But most Germans that I come into contact with here speak pretty good English with a barely noticeable accent.
The next stereotype is that Americans obsessed with guns.
Yeah.
The bigger the better. And every student, every kid, every mom, every dad has a gun in their pocket and they're just shooting around.
This is not true. At least I think it's not true. I think it's portrayed that Americans are a very gun-loving country because we do have like organizations like the NRA, and then we have pretty high gun violence rates, and so that's something that the world talks about a lot. But for a lot of Americans, I think guns are not a part of their life. At least me, like, I didn't grow up with guns, like, but I know there are Americans who do. They go shooting and go hunting, but I would say that this is a stereotype that's not true about all Americans. Not everybody is packing heat with them everywhere they go. The next German stereotype is that Germans are obsessed with sausage. Now, if you've seen our other video about weird German foods, you'll notice there's a lot of sausage on the list. So while I think this may be partially true, that sausage is a big part of German culture, I don't think it's as big as people say.
I mean, there are some delicious sausage which you can buy, and I guess this country is such a big sausage country than US.
But I would say that Germany is one of the most vegetarian and vegan friendly countries that I've ever been to. There are so many vegan options wherever you go. They even have vegan sausages, like vegan bratwurst, vegan currywurst. And so I think as obsessed with sausage Germany is, they really have become more vegan friendly, more vegetarian options. And I think that's really cool.
Did you know that the first Bundeskanzler Konrad Adenauer invented a soya wurst?
No, I didn't.
Well, the more you know. The next stereotype is that Americans are very patriotic. Oh, I can do that.
Hey, you're not American. This is a stereotype that I think people always think of Americans, that we're super patriotic, we love America, America first. And I think this is a stereotype that grew a lot over the past 4 years under the Trump administration. But I think that you don't find so many really patriotic Americans, that this is more of an extreme. I think Americans are more patriotic than a lot of other countries. Like, I remember growing up, 4th of July is a huge holiday, Independence Day. We always wear like t-shirts with the American flag on it, red, white, and blue. I also grew up in school saying the Pledge of Allegiance every day. And so I think patriotism does like run deep in American blood, I don't know. But I think now more and more Americans are becoming more like self-aware, and that while America has some really great things, it's not like the best nation in the world. So I think a lot of Americans are becoming not less patriotic, but less like loud about it. You know, like schools, not all schools have to say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore, and it's not like so extreme, I think.
Yeah, I guess Germany is right now the opposite of that. Like, you can see that on October 3rd, like it's the Tag der Deutschen Einheit, which is a normal day, maybe a day where you don't have to work. And that's it.
Yeah. So Americans are more patriotic than a lot of Europeans, but I think they're not super obsessed patriots like is portrayed in a lot of stereotypes. The next German stereotype is that Germans are not funny.
At all.
Is this true?
Let me tell you something. Me too, hunters, both dead.
What?
That joke isn't working in English.
Clearly not.
Treffen sich zwei Jäger, beide tot. That's German joke.
Okay.
I mean, we're a funny country, but we work first before we laugh, huh?
No, I think Germans are very funny, but it's a very particular sense of humor. There's a lot of ironic humor, but a lot of it relies on the German language. So if you don't understand the German language, sometimes the jokes don't really make sense. They don't translate well usually. A lot of times it's wordplay. So like you play on words and that's what makes it funny. But that doesn't translate to other languages. So I think that's where the stereotype may come from. I think you're funny.
Okay, let's go to work. The next stereotype is that Americans are uncultured. Do you know anything about us, huh?
I think this stereotype isn't totally true because America is actually a country that has a lot of cultures. It's a multicultural country, and because of that, I think we are introduced to a lot of different cultures growing up. While there are parts of the US that I think are just maybe less exposed to different cultures, I think this is where the stereotype comes from when you have a lot of maybe small towns who never experience other cultures. But I think over the years, America has become more cultured. I think in the recent history, we've kind of opened our eyes that, wow, we have a lot of culture here, but we don't really appreciate other cultures. And you've seen that in the past year and a half, which I think it's necessary that like Americans wake up and notice that like this like kind of white American culture is not what the country's all about, because that's just a fraction of the nation. And so I think Americans can definitely do a lot to improve and become more cultured about, you know, the different cultures that live within America as well as cultures around the world. But I think we're making that improvement, and so Americans aren't as uncultured as people think.
When we travel around, I just figure out that I met so many Americans on places where I never expected one of them, because it's pretty far away or whatever. It's somewhere in the Balkans or whatever. And that really surprised me, and I really appreciate that they want to see also like not the touristic...
Yeah, like touristic capitals like Paris or Rome. I think Americans have opened up to different travel and different experiences, and hopefully we're making a better name for ourselves in the world, that we want to know more about other cultures and that we care about other cultures, not just ourselves.
These are some opinions or facts, I don't know, about stereotypes which aren't true.
Thanks for listening to our opinions about these stereotypes that we think aren't really true. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment below about what stereotypes you've encountered, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Oh, aren't they?
That's not a German accent. You can't even do a bad German accent.